ABC 27 Digital Now Center. This is Beyond the Forecast with your most accurate local meteorologists.
And welcome into the ABC 27 Content Center here at the Digital Now Center. And it's been a while since we've been able to talk about actual winter weather, but here we are today on a wintry wonderland of sorts for some. Otherwise, it's been a nightmare on some of the area roadways. But if you're a winter weather fan, it's been so hard to come by any sizable snow. So without further ado, let's hop into things here. And again, when we talk about traffic concerns, this is the map that's been lighting up like a Christmas tree, unfortunately, throughout the late morning into the early afternoon. Now, things should improve. There are accidents out there, whether it's 81, whether it's 283, but as we head into the rest of the day, most of this will be turning over to rain. So again, keep that in mind here, and I'm going to switch systems here momentarily. But again, to give yourself an idea where some of the problem spots are, I just heard from meteorologist Brett Thakra. He was mentioning issues along 283. Also, 81 had some earlier issues and closures around the Carlisle area. And so those are certainly some spots to keep an eye on. And truly, when we talk about radar, it was the 81 corridor that had the first issues to speak of. So when we were following this throughout the morning hours, it was Franklin County, it was Fulton County, up through Cumberland County, and it took a while then for it to move eastward. So as the snow did build in from the east, again, it took some time, but the heavy wet flakes coming down is what really caused a lot of the issues. So across the area, again, things will improve into the afternoon. If you have afternoon plans, things should be looking better by that time. So now we're going to switch systems and go to some of our cameras. We have Dillsburg, Hanover, Gettysburg, and York, where just over the last 20 minutes, things have substantially calmed down snow-wise. Now, Hanover is an interesting case where temperatures were right about 32 degrees, not quite cold enough for it to stick to the roadways and sidewalks, but Dillsburg, Gettysburg, York, all showing up with some sizable snow amounts, whether it's an inch or two, even reports of up to 3 inches. In fact, I had a report earlier from Ski Round Top of 2 inches of snow in York County. We also had the highest report coming out of Fulton County, 4.5 inches of snow, and then 3 inches of snow in Mercersburg. So again, 4.5 inches just across the border into Fulton County from Franklin County. That is the highest report I've had so far. Snow is still coming down in our southeastern counties, whether it's parts of Lancaster County, southeastern York County, Lititz, Lancaster, Wrightsville, all seeing some pretty steady snow. Red Lion, though, just a little bit farther to the west, beginning to see things taper off. So a lot of variety here across the region. Temperatures are the story. Here at the station, we're at 32 degrees, but Millersville, Waynesboro up to 33, 32 in Lebanon. We were as cold as the upper 20s overnight, but let's just look at radar and see what's going on. Again, cold enough for some of this snow to still materialize and add up on roadway surfaces. Keep that in mind if you're out traveling, especially south along 83, 30, even southern parts of 81. But right now, the steadiest snow is over parts of Adams County, southern York, southeastern Lancaster County, lighter snow up toward Dauphin and Lebanon counties. And I can tell you just by looking out the window here in Harrisburg in the studios, it has basically tapered off now to either what I call a snizzle, which is a snow drizzle, or not much at all. So farther to the south, different story, and I showed some of those cameras coming out of Lancaster County. That is where it's heavier, and zooming in, that rain-snow line is so close, but oftentimes right near that rain-snow line is where we get the heaviest periods of snow. So I won't be surprised, like Willow Street in Lancaster County, or perhaps even Glen Rock in York, Shrewsbury in York County along 83, it could be adding up even more so than it did an hour ago. Again, that's where the heaviest banding is located. It's a very, very wet snow, so it can be slick as it adds up. Just keep that in mind. I keep mentioning the road conditions because we've had so many accidents, unfortunately, already. Now, in terms of the dry air coming in, this is typical with an area of low pressure that's just off to our west. There is warmer air coming up from the south at the same time, so I don't expect the snow to be lasting too much longer. In fact, most of us should transition to rain here by about the 2 to 3 o'clock window. So the hourly forecast here, ignore the blipping tower camera there in the background, but temperatures about 35 degrees over the next 2 to 3 hours. That's what we're expecting first to see that rise. But heading closer to the evening commute, I do think many of us get close to 40 degrees with a steady, if not heavy rain, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few rumbles of thunder across the area. The forecast models were hinting at this. There's enough dynamics, energy involved that, could we get a rumble of thunder even as it snows too? It is possible to get that. There's enough energy out there to really see that develop. But here's Precision Cast again, the general theme here is the farther we go into the afternoon, the more the rain develops. So in my opinion, an early dismissal for schools or for businesses, that's a bad idea at this point. You want to wait this one out. Temperatures will go up. The rain will pass through. And again, this is by 5:30. And notice that heavy band of rain coming across Harrisburg, York, Lancaster, and Lebanon. That's where we could see some rumbles of thunder. That's a little bit more of that convective energy I was mentioning. Temperatures near 40 degrees then overnight, and we're drying out. So any thought of a refreeze, not going to be a factor here tonight. We dry out, the winds pick up. That'll help dry things too. Into tomorrow, if there's any snow showers on the backside of this storm, it's likely west of the mountains. So I'm not concerned about squalls either heading into Thursday. If anything, just some passing clouds out of the west and northwest. I feel really good and confident about our forecast here. Most places have picked up 1 to 3 inches of snow, but some of those higher elevation areas like Fulton County, 4.5 inches of snow. State College, upwards of 3 inches of snow. I've seen a lot of reports from a lot of the weather nerds that have off a class today. The Walker Building at Penn State, always a fun place to be during a snow day. But Mifflin, Juniata County, kind of right on that edge. So I wouldn't be surprised, too, if we keep seeing more reports coming out of Mifflin, Juniata counties of just over 3 inches of snow. Not a huge snowstorm, but it's been so hard to get anything that it seems like a big deal. So over the next hour, the steadiest snow will begin to taper off for our southeastern areas. The trickiest travel, unfortunately, is now if you have anywhere to be, you have to get to work, or perhaps maybe you are picking up your child from school. This is probably the hardest point of the day to be out and about, but things improve as that snow transitions to rain. The winds also pick up, so don't be surprised to see some of the snow blowing around off the trees, and that could cause some problems too. Something to keep an eye on if you're out in more of a rural area. The heavy part of the snow on the trees, the branches coming down on power lines. I have that issue where I live. It is unfortunate. It's part of the process here. Those snow showers taper off, as I mentioned, throughout the afternoon, change over to rain. And then here's the good news, I guess, about the 7-day forecast. If you're not a winter fan, we go right back into mild weather. Temperatures by Saturday and Sunday near 50 degrees, and we should be pretty quiet. And on top of that, the next chance of precipitation is rain, not snow. So rain showers possible by Sunday night into Monday. Meteorologist Brett Thacker and I were just at the Digital Now Center talking about how rain will just be off to the west, it appears, for the NFC Championship game in Philadelphia. So something else we're keeping an eye on by Sunday. So I'm going to go back and recap our cameras one more time just to kind of take a close snapshot here of what's happening across the mid-state. Dillsburg, Hanover, Gettysburg, York all seem to be improving. Visibility is good. Roadways look mainly wet, including 15 there in Dillsburg. Lidditz, still some big flakes coming down, but even Lancaster, wow. Things have shut off just in the last couple of minutes. Red Line, just a few leftover snowflakes, and Wrightsville, visibility is increasing there across the river, which is good. Temperatures remaining stable at about 32 to 33 degrees. And again, seeing that dry air take over on radar. The heaviest snow, as a recap, is located over parts of 30 east of Gettysburg. York, though, just based on that camera image, doesn't seem like it's coming into York City as of yet, and just to the southeast of Lancaster City near that rain snow line. So again, if you want to travel here this afternoon, keep an eye on radar. Most of it should be rain. Temperatures rise. That's the weird part about this. Temperatures will rise over the next couple of hours rather than fall. So again, numbers near 40 degrees heading into the evening should mean smoother sailing by the time we get to the evening commute. So that's all I have for the time being. For now, we're not seeing any additional winter weather behind this storm. So you want to stay with us, abc27.com, throughout the day. We also have more live broadcasts starting at 5 o'clock on the air, and we'll keep you updated if anything appears to change. Right now, I'm not seeing any major changes to the forecast. Thanks for staying with us on this one. This has been a live broadcast from the Digital Now Center. Have a great day.